woke up with massive headaches today and are probably not going to actually record a podcast. But we're here with you this morning because consistency is key.
Yeah, but also, I mean, yeah. Not only do I feel a sense of obligation, but also I want to. It's oh god, put yourself in and follow through on things. Yeah, man. So I went through my weather app this morning and I was like, I wonder if it actually says anything to do with barometric pressure. Let me scroll down and it gives me a number and I'm like, oh okay, the heck does this number mean? I don't even know. So from now on, I'm going to start keeping track of it. But it said the pressure dropped last night and then
Hmm.
slowly started to climb. And throughout the day, it's going to keep climbing until 6 p.m. And I'm like, oh, so a steady like a sudden drop in pressure and a steady gradual increase. Like, all right, that explains a lot, I guess.
This is the WeatherX app. They make
Okay.
earplugs that can um, help make the change in pressure more gradual. They've got a ceramic filter inside them. I find them really helpful. And I find this really
Interesting.
helpful because it warns you once you figure out what your threshold is. For me, if it's zero point 0.3 or greater, I'm going to get a migraine from it. And
Hmm.
sometimes, like 0.23, that's on the line. Um,
Okay.
so if it tells me an hour from now you're going to have a big shift, then I'll be like, time to put the earplugs in.
Yeah, well, that I mean that's good. That makes sense. I just use the generic Apple iPhone weather app, um, and obviously their measurement, their metric is different. So they measure in HPA. I don't know what that is. That is hectopascals.
Uh,
Um, so the number that I'm seeing is like 1,010.
I
Is that
see.
high? Is that low? I don't know, but it's going up to almost 1,020, whatever that means. And it looks like it might keep going. Oh, yeah, tomorrow is going to be even higher. Oh, interesting. I can scroll to the anticipation of tomorrow. And then the next day it's going to drop by 20. Holy cow. So, yeah, changing in pressure. I don't know what that means exactly, but we'll see. The fact that it was below 1,000 or very close to it yesterday. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Uh,
I th-
I'm
I think
learning. This is new to me.
the way you can think about it is cold air is one density and hot air is another. And so when a cold or hot system moves through, the amount of air putting gravity
Yeah,
pressure on you
yeah,
changes.
and that makes sense. But is it the increase or the decrease that bothers me specifically,
You'll
or is
have
it
to
both?
track it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will just start to keep track of these sorts of things. Or heck, maybe I'm dehydrated and this is a dehydration, a low blood pressure thing.
Yeah.
Ah, so
I
interesting. The sorry to change the subject, unless you had something to say.
it's fine.
Um, the conflict neighbor, the one that exists, not the one that
Oh,
might exist.
at your home?
Yes, at my
I
house.
thought you meant the United States.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, no, not our national neighbor.
Our national conflict neighbor. Go on.
No, my my neighbor. Gosh, there's so many interesting things happening. So like they got a survey done in the fall, and I was waiting for them to come talk to me to be like, hey, turns out you're right. Let's have a conversation. Let's figure it out. Nothing, right? Throughout the winter, and particularly after December, so starting in January and February, there has been contractors coming in the off hours, fixing stuff. What stuff? I don't know. But I'm like, why are they fixing things inside when they still haven't fixed the building yet? Because like, if I was a real jerk, I could make a motion to the municipality and put a lien on that building because it hasn't passed its inspection yet. They had an inspection and it also failed, regardless of the property line, because of some other issues. So that's why they're fixing things.
Mm.
What things? I don't know. Anyways, they had an arborist company come yesterday and like take down a tree that was on the line, which is fine. But like, you would think that manners and courtesy is just talk to the neighbor. He doesn't even have to ask permission. It's a dead tree. I would have recommended taking it out a long time ago. I'm happy for him. That's great. But talk to me because you did not tell the arborist where the line is or where anything
Yeah.
that's in the snow is. So they trampled through around my gardens. And I'm like, they stepped on like my hydrangeas, my willows, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you? They don't know because there's 3 feet of snow.
Yeah.
But the other guy didn't tell them where the property line is. And the other part of that, they also put everything that was in the patio, like the picnic tables and chairs and stuff, they chucked it in the bushes. My bushes. Which is again, I wouldn't have minded. I I wouldn't mind. I have to clear that area out because it's all buckthorns anyway. So like, sure, chuck your bench in there. I don't care. But like, they chucked all the debris. They when they chopped up the logs and branches and stuff, and I'm
Mm.
like, oh, thanks for the logs. I guess those are mine now. I guess again, I don't want to be a dick. Then there's a couple of other interesting factors that I've observed that are a little bit more personal that I won't get into because it's nobody's business. But I think there's some stuff happening and they're really just trying to fix things, sort of. But again, just fucking talk to me. Ugh. They're trying to dig themselves out of a hole that they caused. But whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's unfortunate.
I'm in a weird headspace. Literally.
That's okay.
It's like, oh, good news. Eva has a package of alcohol markers and a sketchbook. It's a reasonable size. So I thought, you know what Allie Ward does is she does the handwritten um, title of the episode on a chalkboard. And
Mhm.
everyone assumed that it was like stylized or something. And she's like, no, I literally do it myself and take a picture. I'm like, oh, I like that. That's cool. So like, if you wanted to do something like that, heck yeah, go for it.
My lettering is less good than my plants, but we could see.
Yeah, I like it, and I want to start like scrapbooking. And if I could have an inspiration, a focus, and the scrapbooking be, you know, plants always win related, I'm down. It's
Have I shown you what I did with the Plants Always Win journal you printed me?
no, no.
Plants Always Win journal. I hate getting rid of old seed packets because what if I want to know the information the company put on it was? So
Oh,
now
nice.
it's my seed packet scrapbook.
I like that. That's nice.
And as I get more, and there's like some stickers and stuff in here too. And
Yeah.
just like sometimes I only put one side of the packet, but I cut out the picture from the other side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, that's really cool. I like that. And then if you wanted, we could press some flowers, press some petals and stuff, and like, yeah, I like that. That's nice.
I do have a box of pressed flowers in the basement.
Oh, so do I. I don't know what to do with them, but we'll find
I
something.
know. One year I Mod Podged them to cards for Christmas gifts, but they weren't very good.
I tried using Mod Podge with pressed flowers on what was it? I think it was a box, just like a little wooden box, like yeah, similar to the dice box you guys made. It didn't stick very well. It just flaked and peeled off. I'm like, oh, that's sad.
That's
Oh well,
unfortunate.
that's fine. Oh. I need to plan out some content. So here's I saw this and I thought, well, that's oversized and it's getting ready to stretch out to produce a flower. All of those leaves are plants. So I'm so ready to just do a time lapse of turning this into a thing. That'll be super easy content.
Yep.
And hopefully, if I can have a good sample for the upcoming workshops, yeah, that'll be good for things like terrariums and stuff. So I
Very good.
like it. I have a lot of emails to catch up on. And now, since my client's gone, I can meet up with that person that I told you about. Great. Actually, yeah, I can get some stuff going. And I want to, right. Sorry, my mind went to like a bunch of different places. I want to create a layout for the garden guy to have a page on the website. So I'll put something together. And it's mostly like, here's what I can do if you want to hire me, kind of thing. Because I'm losing clients, not because I'm losing clients, but they're like, I had one guy who sold his place, and I'm like, oh, okay, yep, great, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky when with your kind of work, it's so regular that you either crowd out your existing clients or you say no to all the new prospective clients until suddenly you have a gap.
Exactly. And that's the problem. So it's been I stopped advertising years ago because I had too many clients that I was disappointing them. They wanted more, I couldn't deliver. They hired somebody else. I'm like, okay, great. Sorry. Yep. But the ones that stuck around were the good ones that I made sure to keep happy, because they were just wonderful human beings. Yeah, they take up more time and they want more. So I'm at a weird spot where I'm like, I'm actually kind of comfortable, but I feel like I should look for more, because what happens if any of them, if I lose a day in the summer, it's a lot more expensive than if I lose a day in the winter. If I lose, then there's actually 3 potential like jobs of like do a full landscaping. I'm like, unfortunately, those are really awkward for me because they take more than 1 day or 2 days. And I'm like,
and you've got your
shoot.
regular clients.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not quite enough to hire someone, but it also could be. But then I would be that guy that just sends someone out. I feel bad sending someone out without me. I would much rather have like me plus one rather than sending out a crew.
Yeah, could you shorten
that makes
a job to a day or two that way?
Some of the jobs, maybe. But it makes the regular maintenance jobs awkward because they've come to expect me to be there for a full day or a half day or something. But for me to charge double for travel, for example, because there's 2 human beings, and then not spend as much time there, still getting the same amount of work done, but it's either we spend the same amount of time but with 2 people, so the cost is nearly doubled, or we take half as much time and we go do 2 jobs instead of 1 full day job. We do 2 half day jobs, which is potentially fine, but trying to convince people, yeah, it's I've had this issue with, I don't want to say employees because I've never technically hired someone as an employee. I've hired like contractors temporarily as a trial run. And every time my clients are like, yeah, they're not worth that much money. I wouldn't hire them for that much money. I'm like, I need to be charging double for myself alone. I'm so sorry that you feel this way. I think there needs to be a perspective shift. So I might, this year in particular, I might have to come up with a new quoting system is not the right word, but like a new price model. Because right now I've been so extremely honest that I'm losing money. And I
Yeah.
feel like I need to just be like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. The world is the way that it is. This is going to be a fixed half day rate. This is a fixed full day rate. And that's it. If you want me to do more, like if I stay a little bit longer, you're not worried about that. If I leave early, I mean, make note of that. Like I won't leave early, but yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's just been an interesting thing. It's business.
It's business.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, we're still good. Just want to make sure. Yeah, most of them would probably be fine with it. It wouldn't technically be an increase in cost if you think about it, because I bill hourly plus my equipment is billed hourly separately. So that would be kind of a fair way of like, while I'm using the equipment, you're paying for it kind of thing. Because I don't always use like a string trimmer that has technical parts and expense and gas and whatever. Instead, it'll just be like, here's a full day rate.
Hmm.
And if I use the equipment, great. If I don't, whatever.
Right. So it's simplified.
Yeah, I think so.
That
and
probably makes it more predictable for them too.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I don't know. Yeah,
I
just
have to
thinking about
say,
it, I should be okay. Go ahead, sorry.
I have to say, I'm kind of glad we're not going to record this morning, even though I did spend hours researching.
Sorry.
Going from 0 to a full episode's worth on a plant I've got no baseline for, except that I saw it once at a show. It's kind of a lot. And I picked
Yeah.
lithops deliberately because it's a weird plant, and I wanted it to, have an amount of uniqueness that would compare
Yeah.
to butterworts.
Yep.
It is a weird plant.
It
And
is.
there are a lot of gaps in the information.
Oh, really?
Well,
What do you mean?
I can't find out anything about how people who are actually from South Africa and other countries in the region relate to it. Does it have any place in their cultural history? Who can say? The only people writing about it in English are, colonial descendants.
Interesting.
I can't find a single indigenous name. I can find Afrikaans names, but that's still post-colonial.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then there's some complicated stuff about how it's named. The family, it's the Isoaceae family, but it gets referred to a mesem, even though it's not actually in the Mesembryanthemum genus. Like, there's a lot of weirdness that I haven't untangled.
Yeah, that could just be the fun taxonomical development of things shift and change and whatever. But yeah, oh, that's interesting. Or it could just be a common misconception that has perpetuated into the social norm, the vocabulary, that people just call it that, even though that's not what it is. And they're like, oh, well.
I figure surely I should be able to find out which it is, but I haven't yet. Mostly when you dig deep into this plant, what you get is collectors and cultivators talking about the history of collection and cultivation and complaining about each other. This person took too many from the wild. That person ruined Noreen Cole's perfectly organized system of like all of the seeds that she sent out were perfectly labeled and never mixed up, and then later people mixed them up.
Oh, interesting. That's funny.
Yeah. It's
It is an
like
interesting one.
pedantic
I don't
drama.
know. Yeah, I don't know about the history behind it, so that'll be interesting to hear you detangle it a little bit. I know
If I
that as a
can.
plant itself, it's a fascinating because it has a shift in its growth, it's seasonal staging, right?
Yeah.
And it flowers and then it dies, but it doesn't die, and it might die, but it could also survive and keep going. And it's yeah, all of mine died because
Mostly
they
it'll die
did this.
if you don't give it enough drought.
Yeah, it pretty much like you just got to leave it the heck alone forever. But mine started to do the split, and it's like, okay, is it going to grow a flower or a new rock, a new foliage, whatever? Because it could have been both or either, as far as I was aware. And then it just rotted, and I was like, oh,
Oh.
okay. Did you get stuck or something? Like, what's happening? I don't
It
know.
it should have done a flower first, but
Yeah, yeah. One of them flowered, and I thought
that's
that it
cool.
was pollinated, but I don't think it actually was. Oh, speaking of funny pedantic drama, there was a weird bus driver drama this morning at dropping my kiddo off because there's like a couple mini buses and then a couple long buses and then two private vans, um, and they have a very particular order which bus goes in first because it's a little loop in, park and stop and wait. Um,
Mhm.
and there's sometimes they don't arrive at the right time and they're like down the road sitting there waiting to take their turn with their four ways on and whatever. Um, well, I don't know what happened, but I heard honk, 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 like as the buses were pulling in, like honk, 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 honk. I was like, oh shit, what's happening? Like, did a kid get run over? Like, what's going on? I couldn't see because of the ridiculous snowbank, in my way.
Mm.
But when I got around that snowbank, all the buses were slowly pulling into their respective spots. I'm like, who was honking? Was it a person trying to get around the buses? Like, what was going on? And then I see one of the short bus drivers get out with a very stern face and walk over to one of the long buses and stood there and stared inside like, you know what you did, as the kids are all coming out. And she's just staring, doesn't even acknowledge the kids coming out. Like, she's waiting for the kids to get out of the way so that she could yell at this man. And I was like, all right, wow. Ooh. And that was, unfortunately, that bus was the high school bus where they pick up the high school kids. And so behind her are a bunch of high school kids who are just like, ooh, drama. And I'm like, just keep walking, kid. Just keep walking. We got to get you to school. And
Oh
I
man.
want to know what happened. I don't know what happened, but it was interesting. Sorry, there
Bus
was no climax to
drivers,
that story.
school bus drivers, many are so fearsome.
Oh yeah,
And
and
you
yeah,
mostly have to be to manage that many kids in that environment, although I have known some who did it with kindness and they were great, but the rest all did it as dragons.
yeah. I'd imagine it's a profession that molds you. You don't mold it, and so I get it. I don't like
Yeah.
it, but I can sympathize to a certain extent.
It's also a job that, like, it's very limiting. You can only work X hours a day. You have to work that. Like, it splits your day in two. It's not a good living. It's not
So it's, I
great.
mean, I don't know about wages. I feel like that's changed over the years. I genuinely don't know because now there's not like independent contractors. They are businesses. So like there's one business that has an entire region. So if this roads are closed for whatever reason, everything, all the buses are like, nope, done. A little 2 inches of snow, no, we're cut it. It's not worth
Yeah.
it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't know, but oh, sorry, where I was going with that. I used to drive a mini bus for patient transportation when I lived
Mm.
in London, Ontario, and part of that was like you'd have a 12-hour day, but you're really working for 6 hours, and of that 6 hours, 5 of it is driving. So like you're going from A to B, picking up people, going from B back to A and whatever. And you have that fixed schedule. Like, what do you do for that 2-hour gap in the middle of your day? I can't go anywhere
Exactly.
and I can't take a
Yeah.
bus to the mall. Like, what am I gonna do? Um, I ended up picking up hobbies. That was one of the few parts of my life where I actually did have time to read. So yeah, it was a good habit for me. Um, that was that was basically it. I didn't do much. It was a good job if I was still in school to like, okay, I can do some studying here or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's fine if you don't need to earn more than you can with those hours.
I still got paid for those hours though. That's different.
Oh,
So
that's
that
good.
2 hours in the
Yeah.
middle of, yeah, like it was still a full day. Yeah.
Right.
The problem
Okay.
is scheduling wise. So if it's a 12-hour day, let's say 7 to 7. Um Ideally you're back at the station dropping off the bus or whatever vehicle at 7.
Right.
Sometimes what if the patient doesn't get out of the hospital in time, or if they're delayed or whatever the case may be. Sometimes I wouldn't get back to the station until like 9, and you best clean up your vehicle and gas it up before the next day because you don't know if you're going to be the one taking that vehicle. So there was a lot of overtime.
Right.
Anyways, it wasn't bad for me, but it was not a good schedule.
Yeah.
But could have been worse. I was gonna say something else. I was gonna pivot. Okay, so things that I'm things that I'm working on. I need to do. Where's my pen? I'm gonna give myself garden guy page. Okay, and then I have to work on pitches. I have to meet people. The article for the magazine. Editing. Because if I get a good chunk of that, because I got time. I got time. Emails, socials.
There's also the speaker page and thinking about a speaker rate sheet.
A speaker what sheet? Oh, speaker
Rate
rate.
sheet. Yeah.
Right. So sorry, the speaker is going to be part of the garden guy unless you wanted it to be more of a plants always win, like the both of us kind of thing. So we could do both. And rates, I'll talk to you about it, I guess. It's fine. After talking with our group and some other master gardeners and stuff, there is a very big difference between hort societies and nonprofits and stuff and corporations, but there's also, unfortunately, a very low expectation. A standard has been set, a precedent, and it would be a tough sell for me to try to double that. And I'm like, well, it's not really doubling. I mean, I guess it is. But the number that you and I talked about that you said is reasonable, that I said was reasonable, that everyone else I know that's in the industry said that's low.
Yeah.
That's double what they were expecting. And I'm like, well, I think that I can respond with, I can either respond with, okay, let's do it at your rate and take a hit, because I will understand that they're small, they're hort societies, they're local. So the marketing, the self-promotion, the networking, the branding, all that stuff, like that's not nothing. And so that might be worth it. But on the other hand, I'm not getting any of it. It's going to the master gardeners because it's not a lot.
Right.
But the other thing that I could do is respond with, this is a very, like, you're going to see a big shift in rates. Everyone I know is increasing their rates this year. It's like, good luck. But here are some ways that you can try and fundraise to help do stuff like this. If you are interested and you agree that that's a good rate, but it's too much out of your budget, like, here are ways that we can whatever. But yeah, so I think, sorry, as far as rates go, speaker rates on the page, I don't want to put numbers on the website. I think that it will depend on who reaches out and how they reach out. So if I get someone locally reaching out to me because they know who I am, it's very different than if I get a corporation reaching out to us through the website or reaching out to me through the business. So yeah. But I think now is a good time to promote that sort of stuff. And since I personally am going to be meeting with a few people that I've mentioned before, I'd like the garden guide to have a page somewhere on the internet. And I have to do some other fixing of things. But yeah, God, I have.
I think we've probably reached a point where we're not making enthralling content anymore.
Oh, sorry.
We've passed the 30-minute mark. So we could stay on, but let's end the stream here.
That's fair. To our patrons, hey, listen, we're human. I'm sorry. This is not a day for me. If I brought the buzz down, the mood. Also, every time I turn my head or something, the auto lighting on my camera makes me look like a shadow, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I come back and I'm like, why is it dark? There I am. Maybe I'll fix that. Anyways, here's a sneak peek on the inside of all the stuff we're dealing with. Not even all of it. So
behind the scenes,
thank you so much for being
frankly
here.
Not exciting.
It's true.
Have a great day.
Sorry.